Hi folks, I am Shashank. I work with Ditto Insurance and we are an insurance advisory platform where we provide spam-free and quality advice when it comes to health and term insurance. So if you're in the market looking for the right plan to cover you and your family, then please book a free of cost call with the link in the description. And in under 2 minutes, we'll assign an IRDI certified advisor to you. So folks, today's video is a special one because this is one of the most requested ones by you. Today, we will talk about two big insurers in the market and their most comprehensive plans. Aditya Birla Health Insurance's Aditya Birla Activ One Max and HDFC Ergo's Optima Secure. So to get into the details of both these plans, I ran to the most friendliest face here at the office and I found Ajay, our senior program manager here at Ditto, who has agreed to take us through the details of both these plans. Ajay, welcome. How do you feel today?
I feel great, Shashank, and it's always good to be back. And today we'll probably discuss the Optima Secure and Active One Max from HDFC and Aditya Birla companies. Is there anything you want me to start out with?
Sure. I think what people are mostly, wanting to know is how Aditya Birla has been one of our most recent recommendations. So let's start from there with their metrics and let's compare it with our dear old friend Optima Secure.
So, like you said, Aditya Birla is something that we've just started recommending recently. If you see, it is a relatively new player also. They started in 2016. If you compare that to players like HDFC, they started way back in 2002. Coming to the metrics, okay, so if you see the claim settlement ratio, so over the last 3 years, HDFC has averaged around 98%, whereas the Aditya Birla has surprisingly kept a good, claim settlement ratio of around 95. Okay, which is still good, right? But coming to the complaints, definitely HDFC per 10,000 claims, right? So it stands at around 7, which is quite good. Relatively one of the lowest out there. Whereas for Aditya Birla, it comes out to around 22 per 10,000 complaints, right? So metrics wise, the HDFC Ergo does better. Even in terms of how long they've been here and the claim settlement and all that. So on those lines, if you see, HDFC Ergo is a better option. Okay, if you're talking about the incurred claims ratio, which I even spoke about in my previous videos, the incurred claims ratio for HDFC Ergo, it's around 85%. For Aditya Birla, it's quite less, which is around 61%, right? So again, there we need to look at, so if they're going to, pay out such lesser claims, you understand how that works. So it's around 61%. How effective are they at giving out claims is something that, needs to be looked at, right?
Yeah.
But it's still a decent number because anything slightly above 60 is all right.
Yeah, I think they are a work in progress, but nevertheless, I think they will, make up for all the metrics that, they've promised. Now, with the introduction of the metrics out of the way, Ajay, let's dive deep into each policy's standout features. Let's start with Aditya Birla.
Like I said, the Aditya Birla plan is loaded with a lot of good features. Especially one thing that stood out for me was the super credit. Okay, so the sum insured increases 500%. If you're looking at, say, a 10 lakh cover, your sum insured can increase up to 60 lakhs. That is something they offer as an inbuilt benefit in some of their plan. Just a few plans alone, it's a paid add-on. That is something that I really liked. Okay, and also the sum insured doesn't reduce if you do take a claim also, right? So that is a very good feature I felt. Then you have your unlimited restoration, which is inbuilt in the plan. Having that, even on partial exhaustion is a really good feature, right? Whereas in companies like HDFC Ergo and a couple of other companies, you have it as a paid add-on, right? Though it is limited in premiums. The next thing I saw was the claim protect. Okay, again, this is inbuilt in some of the variants where they cover things like your consumables, like say your mask, PPE kits, and on those sides. So that is a very good thing to have because during the time of claims, the consumables does take up a small part of the claims as a whole, right? So it's always good to cover that as well. Another standout feature, which again is a deal breaker for a lot of people to choose Aditya Birla, is the chronic care add-on that they have, right? So again, this also is inbuilt in some of their variants. Okay, so they cover from day one, okay, for a couple of illnesses, right? So say for some example, somebody has angioplasty. Okay, so that is something that only Aditya Birla seems to cover for such a with such a comprehensive plan. Okay, they also cover things like asthma, cholesterol, and all these things. Okay, up to 3 illnesses, I guess you get to choose, and they will cover it from day one, right? Obviously, you do have underwriting and all loading charges added, but I mean, with such comprehensive features, they're one of the only companies which are offering day one coverage for these kind of illnesses.
That's a very, very bold move, and especially a very good move by Aditya Birla, because people with PEDs, right? They get this plan, they pay a little loading charge, and they're covered. But I don't think that's the case with HDFC, because I don't think they have any add-on to reduce waiting periods. I'm sure you'll get to that. But that being said about Aditya Birla, let's look at some standout features of our good old friend HDFC Ergo Optima Secure.
Correct. Yeah, absolutely, you're right. I mean, with HDFC, they don't have that, because even in Aditya Birla, besides this chronic care day one, say for certain, say illnesses or surgeries for which they usually put 3 years, you have the option to even reduce the waiting period for that. Okay, that's a paid add-on. So from 3 years, you can reduce it to 2 years or 1 year, which is again another rider that people can take in case it doesn't come under the list of riders for the day one coverage. Coming to the HDFC Ergo, okay, so this is usually a very good plan, okay, especially if you don't need any reduction of waiting periods, if you're a very healthy person. In HDFC Ergo, I mean, I've said it in a lot of videos as well, the 2x coverage, right? So that is something that is a standout feature. That is something that is from day one, you're getting double the coverage, right? So a 10 lakh policy, okay, from day one itself, you're getting 20 lakhs. It's people do get confused when I bring this up. They like might as well just say 20 lakhs. It's just that you're paying the premiums for 10 lakhs, but you're getting a coverage for 20 lakhs.
Right.
Right. So that is a standout feature. Again, the unlimited restoration is a paid add-on, but it is very cost effective. It is very economical. Then again, you do have a good bonus also, the cumulative bonus. It's called as the plus benefit, as they say, on top of the 2x benefit. They also offer this again 100% increase. The plus benefit and the secure benefit, which is the 2x benefit together, really make it a very comprehensive coverage, right? So within 2 years itself, something like 10 lakhs goes to 30 lakhs. Okay, and irrespective of the claim, it doesn't reduce. So it's just that you get the benefits immediately, as opposed to companies like Aditya Birla and Care, where it takes 2, 3, or 4, 5 years to accumulate to that sum insured. Yeah.
Sorry.
So as in during the first 2 years, it seems like HDFC Ergo gives a little more. Okay. So that's just it. And again, coming to the consumables, okay, those are covered inbuilt in the policy. You don't need to take any add-on per se. So these are some standout features in HDFC Ergo.
All right, Ajay. Now that we've covered the specific features of both these plans, let's talk about some common ground. Like, what are some basic features that both of these plans cover?
Health checkup, say for example in the HDFC Ergo, usually after the first year, okay, at renewal from the second year onwards, you can get your health checkups. Like say for an individual 10 lakh policy up to 2,000 rupees, you can take any health checkup, get it reimbursed. Or in the family floater, it's quite higher. Same 10 lakh up to 5,000 they might give, right? So that way it works. But again, only after the first year, right? In Aditya Birla, it is a list of tests that they have, which are covered on a cashless basis. So depending on the sum insured, a higher sum insured, there are a little more number of tests that are covered as well, right? They even have a health assessment which can be done on a digital basis, right? So that they offer per year. And the coolest thing is they have a very good discount model for someone who is very healthy or walks a lot of steps, right? So that they call as active days. So the more number of active days you're able to log into their app, which usually you can link it through your to your say Fitbit or your Apple Health or Google Fit. So any of these things you can link it and avail those discounts as well.
All right, Ajay. Now, before we reveal how much each of these plans cost, let's talk about the drawbacks of both these plans. Let's start with Aditya Birla's Activ One Max. What do you see are some major drawbacks?
So, I mean, coming to like you said, Aditya Birla, the major drawbacks I see is one is it is a relatively newer player. Okay, and if you're seeing the complaints, 22 again is slightly on the higher end when you look at the other players, and the claims experience is decent. I mean, but definitely not up to the mark of what players like HDFC Ergo are offering. But nonetheless, it still is a decent option for people when you look at the premiums. These are just some of the drawbacks, right? Because they are quite feature rich. But I mean, most of the benefits are I feel mostly aimed towards retention because they're mostly long term. They're not like immediate benefits like how HDFC is offering a 2x coverage. That is something that I see. And discounts, again, mostly towards people who are very active. Okay, that is quite friendly. So you can't really say it as a drawback per se, right? So these are some things that I noticed with Aditya Birla.
Interesting, interesting. And what about HDFC Ergo's Optima Secure?
So one thing is the premiums are on the higher end, and also you don't have these options to reduce your waiting periods, some customizations, right? So that is not there. Also, the sum insured increase is capped at around 200% if you're including the 2x benefit and the bonus, right? Whereas in a lot of plans now they're increasing 5x. This is something that I see as a drawback. Okay, other than that, I don't see much of a problem.
Understood.
Because the metrics are very solid and that the brand equity is there.
Great insight there, Ajay. And before we dive into our recommendation of which plan should be bought by whom, let's first talk premiums. How much is Aditya Birla going to cost me?
So usually the premiums I've seen, there's a difference of around say 30%. Okay, around that. Say if an individual who's quite healthy is buying an Aditya Birla plan, you can see anywhere between 8 to 10K. Okay, whereas the HDFC Ergo for the same profile would come to around say 13 to 14K. A 30 to 40% difference is something that you usually see.
Now, folks, if you are interested in knowing the exact prices for your profile, be it for Aditya Birla's Activ One Max or HDFC Ergo's Optima Secure or any of the plans, then please book a call with us with the link in the description and we'll help you get sorted. Ajay, now let us dive into the recommendations. Who should choose Aditya Birla Activ One Max and who should choose HDFC Ergo's Optima Secure?
So Aditya Birla, usually if you're looking for a lot of customizations or you want to make use of the active days with the number of steps, right? So definitely Aditya Birla is a good option. Okay, so especially the super credit is something that you see for the long run. You want to increase. You want a good sum insured, and if you are somebody who wants a lot of these good features and you want to reduce the waiting period, if the person has certain pre-existing conditions which usually attracts loading charges, right, then definitely Aditya Birla is a good option. Okay, if your focus is stability, you want a company with a very good reputation, very good claim settlement ratio, the best claims experience, and premiums is not an issue. Okay, definitely the HDFC Ergo is something that you need to look at, right? So that would be my verdict.
Great, great. Very aptly put, Ajay. Now, folks, this brings us to the end of this video. And since you requested this video, we would really appreciate if you drop a like and comment if you have any other doubts related to this topic or any other. Ajay, thank you so much for joining us today. And I hope that we get to talk a lot more about different plans that we've planned for you guys. So coming few days, you will see a whole lot of more videos on comparisons of different policies and individual policy explainers as well. So folks, don't forget to subscribe, and until next time, happy insurance hunting.